Innovative content, global audience.
Global audience, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daddy Kris, and this is SRTV. It's politics show. That's when you see this face. Well, what do we do here? This is the show where we dissect. We look into what is happening in the Nigerian political arena. Tonight, I picked a topic which I want to do some kind of freestyle on. I'm not going to take any calls if you guys don't mind. So I'll just be pouring. But if you really touch, you can call. The number is rolling on the screen right now. I will pick your call. But right now, I am still putting up a team together that will make this show more interesting. People who will be contributing on a regular basis. We'll be working on that over the week. But right now, I'm going to have a freestyle with you tonight. Tonight, I'll be talking on a very, very sensitive topic that disturbs me as a person, as an individual, and as a Nigerian. It's called the minimum wage in Nigeria. I'm going to take time to look at that. But before I go into that, let me use this opportunity to thank all those. In fact, I cannot. I have words are not enough to thank all my teams for the sacrifice, the hard work, and the energy, the teamwork they put together to put the Nigerian Week here in London. It was a very difficult event. It's not one of those events you think it's easy. It's not easy. We had it rough. We had it fine. But at the end of the day, it's done. I'm grateful to you guys. Be proud of yourself because you just did something that has never happened before. And something new, it's like having a baby. When you bring a baby into the world, it comes with a lot of pains. But at the end, the baby is beautiful. So we deliver Nigerian Week. We should be proud of ourselves. And we want to also thank those who partner with us. We want to be very, very grateful to the president of AMP who took our time and money to attend the event, and also the Directors Guild and the ministries and all those who supported this event. My profound gratitude goes to the awardees. One of the important thing we did on that show was to recognize Nigerians who are making us proud. I'm going to have more time to make a case for why we Nigerians should be proud of who we are. I'm going to do that in the course of my presentations, but tonight is really just to thank all those who we counted worthy. You see, you are among the chosen. We didn't choose you, you choose yourself because it's your hard work that make you. So, they look at the community and say, hey, you deserve this. Whenever they say, whatever they talk about you, but be proud that a particular set of people sat down somewhere and they said you are worthy of an award. And a name was written. And if you take a look at that particular award, I don't think I have so much time to share some of the images with you. Maybe I should. If you take a look at that award, it's really unique because it's like we're giving you Nigeria for keep. I may not be able to share a lot of that images with you tonight, but I'm really proud of you. If you look at it, that is what it is. It's Nigerian Week. And that recognition is now at home with you. For those of you who have not received your plaque, I want to sincerely apologize. But a lot of things happen. When you go on the international stage, a lot of things happen. As we speak, some of my consignment just arrived UK, and it will keep arriving. Please bear with us. Bear with us. We will get back to you. Now, why am I sitting down here? I don't sit down here anyhow. When I sit down here, there's something important to do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the structure of this show. A day I may come and do some freestyle with you, have one or two people to talk with me right here in the group, but the next day I'll bring in a guest who can actually look at the issues with me. But tonight I really think I should do some justice. Let me see if I can do some justice into what I call the minimum wage in Nigeria. It's annoying, it's shameful, and I call it slavery. And I think maybe when you finish this show with me, it's left for you to ask yourself whether we are still practicing slavery in Nigeria or not. And I'm going to explain that. But to make you guys understand what I'm saying, let me put it this way. In Nigeria, the public sector, I'm not talking about the private sector now, because that is where you determine. Up until 1970, our minimum wage was 25,000 naira. No, actually not to 25, it was 18,000 naira, which was then about 25 US dollars. 25 US 25 US dollar is the monthly wage of a Nigerian. I don't understand that. Now, they managed to raise it to 30,000 naira. Today, the pounds is 1,116, meaning 30,000 naira is way below 30 pounds. It's about 20 something pounds. And that is a person monthly salary. Wow. I'll use the word again. Fela said, it's not him talking. That mean they talk, might be government they talk. I'm not the one talking here. It's the system talking. A system that find it reasonable. I'm going to do some comparison later. That the salary of a citizen should be that low. Now, let me do some comparison. However, in the United Kingdom, don't forget, today, that is the minimum wage in Nigeria today. That's not to say at least some people pay a little bit more. I pay a little bit more. But in Nigeria today, the minimum wage is 30, which is about 20 something pounds. Right? In the UK, the minimum wage per hour, not per month, per hour is 10 pounds 42 pence. Meaning what you get paid for a month is what somebody in the UK gets for two hours. It's what a Nigerian get paid for a month. In fact, you cannot, I don't understand this. So my question is, oh yes, there's going to be a good argument that, they are richer than us. I'm going to put that in perspective so that we can understand. I'm going to look at it from two different angles. I'm going to look at it from the angle of taxation and from the angle of the rich and the poor. Nigerians, please quote me. It was the rich people in Europe that introduced the welfare package. You know what is welfare package? If you're not working, they will give you a particular amount of money so you can go and sleep. You eat and you can sleep. Meaning that little money we have for the basic welfare. In the UK, you get as much as 1,000 pounds towards your rent. And if you have to collect your... I am tired, man. I don't know what to say at this point. That in Nigeria, you earn that amount of money. It is this money you pay your rent from the 30,000 naira. I don't know how much the rent is. I don't know how much it's used to feed. These are people with wife and family, so they have to pay school fees from the 30,000 naira. It does not add up. Whereas in the UK, an hourly salary, 2-hour salary will be equal to that. Now, let's go into it. This same country, I tell you, I'm going to use my governor, the last one. I don't know what this new one is getting. The security votes, I'm not talking of their salary. The security votes of a Nigerian governor is like in Delta State, it's almost 2-point-something billion naira. Not his salary, his security votes. Ask me what that man is securing. We're going to come to that. And all the governors in Nigeria, you know what I'm saying. If all of you will collect that huge amount of money as security votes at the detriment of your citizens, you criminals, one day you will be held accountable for what you're doing. Because I cannot understand this, and I still wait. I'm waiting. Maybe I'm not intelligent enough to understand how citizens of a country, a law, in fact, if it is illegal, I will understand that they're doing it illegally. The law allows you to pay your citizen 30,000 naira, whereas the same law calls you, agree that you should pay a governor security vote, not the salary, about 2 billion naira. I'm saying 2 billion 30,000 naira, 2 billion 30,000. Please do the arithmetics. Oh, maybe we don't have enough money to pay. So if you don't have enough money, the average salary of a take-home of a Nigerian senator is more 100 and something million. Take home. You guys know what I'm saying. I can't even do that arithmetic well. And if that is the case, then what are we doing? What are we doing as a people? Are we enslaving ourselves? Are we really not slave traders? Let me put it in better context. And I'm going to try and prove on this show tonight how we can use minimum wage to actually solve our insecurity problem, how we can use it to solve our societal problem, how we can use it to solve our moral problem, how we can use it to solve our educational challenges. But we'll come to that. Because I said the cause of Nigerian problem is this minimum wage. I know when the labor union, they go for campaign, they go to approach government, oh, we want you to increase minimum wage. I have not seen any serious case being made or a reasonable campaign for minimum wage in Nigeria. And I'm going to try to add some job to see if I can make sense. For those of you, it's going to take some time, so you got to be a little bit patient. Just follow what I said. I said the minimum wage in Nigeria is 30,000 naira. I know people pay 50,000, which is still an insult. That's like 50 pounds. Compare, if you work in the UK, if you have a decent job, 2 hours will be 50 pounds. 2 hours. So it makes no difference. And whereas a senator, or let me put it, a governor, security guard, I'm not even talking of their salary, my people. And that is why the people are ready to die to worship the governor. Because they don't have any power at all. I'm going to try. Yesterday, I was having a little chat with the doctor on this show, and he talks about power. What is power? Power is money. When you have money, you have power. I like what Tony Montana said. He said, when you have your money, you have the power. When you have the power, he went for that to say, then you have the woman. But let's put it this way. You have the power. There are two things that can happen to you. Let me put it, I know women, don't be angry with me, but I'm going to give an instance that you might find insulting. If I want to talk to a woman, if I want to rape her, I put a gun on her face, say, hey, I must sleep with you. She'll open her leg. Sorry, ladies, I'm just giving an instance. But on the other hand, if I give her enough money, she can refuse 1 million pounds, give her 2 million pounds, say, make her do this one, make it go. 2 million. That is, their money is another power that can open things. In fact, the Bible said it all, money answereth all things. So by the time you impoverish a population, you've depowered them. You see, they are useless. So anything they become controllable, anything they say, anything you say, they will do. Because their existence depends on you. That's what the Nigerian government has successfully done to us. It is annoying when you compare to what is happening everywhere in the world. And I always say to people, please, the difference between you in Nigeria and those of us in the UK, I'm broadcasting from London tonight, and on this historical day, is the minimum wage. Some of us came to UK and we started as cleaners before we managed to go to school and get a different kind of job. But we started as cleaners. And when you are a cleaner in the UK, your salary is enough to build a house in Nigeria. The first houses we built, most of us come here, we want to build a house first, came from cleaning money, cleaning. But whereas those of you at home, a cleaner is a nobody now. Who is a cleaner? If a policeman who has who wears Nigerian uniform, gets 49,000 naira per month. Come on now. And I'll come to that of the policeman later, because I think tomorrow I'll be hammering on Nigerian police, because I'm going to go back to rule of law. But let's stick to the minimum wage tonight. Yesterday, I made an instance that what is slave trade? The white people, some years back, 400 years ago or so, they came to Africa and they captured us as slaves. And we said they're slaves. Why would they call it slave? I want you to understand the concept of slavery. Are we not slaves here now? Okay, we are choosing. We decide to come to Europe on our own accord. Nobody's forcing us. We're taking risk. Some of us cross the Red Sea, we die on the Red Sea just to get to the same Europe. The same place they forced us to come years back. The only difference now is, as at that time, they were not paying us well. Because if you get here, then you are coming to work for nothing. You belong to your slave master. In fact, he gives you his name. You are nothing. You eat what he say. Anything he say is yes, sir. But today, if you get to Europe, they've been able to sanitize their system. They will make sure no matter who you are, you will get the minimum wage as your salary. In fact, there will be no discrimination in terms of wages. Meaning, if I get to UK and I'm working today in the United Kingdom, I know I'm going to take home of a minimum of £1,700 with my person. And that puts me in a very decent position compared to when I do that in Nigeria. So I am now ready to take, if you call it slavery, I'm ready to do the same job that our forefathers were doing, and we call them slaves. But I'm happy to do it now because I'm not a slave, because I get paid. So the implication, slavery comes from the amount of money you've been paid. By the time the system chooses to pay you 30,000 in a month, that people is calling you a slave. Nigerians, you slaves to your government. And perhaps this should be a national campaign, not a job for the NUJ. I always complain. I always say to the Nigerian Labour Union, you guys are annoying. You disgrace. For you to allow a citizen of Nigeria to be paid that amount of money. In fact, if I want to go to jail quick in this country, I pay people below the minimum wage. In the UK, you go to prison. Okay. I'm probably not going to be able to make too much sense out of that. But I'm going to spend the remaining time I have, because I'm not make sure this show is no more than 30 minutes tonight. I'm going to spend the remaining time to talk about how minimum wage can be used to correct our system. Don't forget one of my popular slogans. Those of you that knows it very well will say, let me keep quiet, because some of these things are too difficult. They are scary and perhaps annoying to say on an international stage. I wish I'm in Nigeria and making this case. I would have loved to say it at home than to say it on an international stage. It's like I'm exposing our dirty things outside. But it makes no sense. There is no other definition, nothing to qualify it other than slavery, if a government choose to pay his policeman. Somebody you give a gun, you give him 50,000 naira as a take-home salary, and you give him gun. That man's stupid not to take advantage of it. You give him power to oppress people, and you give him 50,000 naira. You're taking a big risk. We'll come back after this break.
It's politics time on SR TV with your one and only host, Kris.
We all must be part of the governance. So join Daddy Kris every day 8 p.m. to dissect on the political situation in Nigeria.
Welcome back. Daddy Kris is here, and this is Politics Time right here on SRTV. This will be coming to you 8 o'clock every day, as long as Daddy Kris is here. You will see my face, and I'll make it brief, 30 minutes, so we all can take whatever I want to take and go home and come back the next day. So it's going to be quite brief, so I have time to do other stuff. So it's 30 minutes. Please, if you're not fast, meaning you'll miss the show. And if you want to contribute to the show, please tell me ahead of time. The topic will be announced. You get yourself ready, and you make your speech very brief, because it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes is quick, fast, and it's good. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. So if you have any call you want to make, you can, but please make it brief and call when I say it is time to call. Otherwise, I have put this phone on mute right now, so if you call, I won't pick. Let me take my time to do what I have to do. In the next 10 minutes, in the last 7 minutes of the show, I'll open it for phone calls. Let's go into what minimum wage can do for us. However, before I want to say this, Jack Straw, I'm not the one that said it. When he was our foreign minister here in the UK, he said, for evil to exist, righteous men are busy doing nothing. Quote me. For evil to exist, you and I have been busy doing nothing. And the Bible said it all, that a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Nigerians, our mouths are closed, and we make noise in the wrong way. I am wondering, when there's election, you see the country fighting to make sure somebody gets into power. But actually, you actually work for a good governance after election. Now, everybody's gone home. There's nothing we can do anymore. But this is the real time we can do something. We can say no to the way we're being governed. A law came out and we cannot even come out. Look at, we say we have a labor. And in fact, the first people I'm going to take to court in Nigeria is the Nigerian Labor Union. You big shame, man. You cannot allow this to happen in any society that you claim to be a leader. Now, let's quickly look at the implication of this minimum wage. I said one is slavery. Let me explain this clearly. It's only in Nigeria that you have somebody working as a gate man. It's only in Nigeria you have somebody working as a driver. See, if you have a toy car, you can employ a driver. Today, I just said somebody should go and guide somebody because he's going to be a slave there now. His job is to guide the whole compound. I'm talking of my crime now. His job is going to guide the whole compound, with the compound, with a wife and family. His salary is 30,000. But I'm paying what the government said. Anyway, I shouldn't be doing that. What am I saying, people? Now, when people are not well paid, then employers take advantage of it. It's very simple. I say it every day. In the United Kingdom, I never meet somebody who has a driver. Of course, you dare not even think of having a gate man. Are you mad? No policeman will guide you. Who are you? Because that policeman, his salary is about 2,000 pounds. So you need a policeman who will give to you, but you pay 3,000 pounds for using a British police. You cannot. You don't need it in your life. You need a driver, fine. The salary is 4,000 pounds. You don't need a driver. So we cut our coat to our sizes because the law does not permit you to treat people as slaves. Let me make the simplest case of it. And this is where I'm going to try and make a big sense now. You see Nigerians, go to some compound in Nigeria, build mansions, nobody lives there. And then you see people employed to clean the compound. Let me put an average senator. Sorry, senators. Maybe I should use other people because like I'm attacking you guys a lot. But I don't know who else to use. You go to their compound, the compound is large. They call it the country home. How many bedrooms? Hey, I cannot live in more than 2 bedrooms in London because who's going to clean it? Because you can employ slaves as cleaners. Because if I take that kind of big house in the UK, who's going to clean the compound? Or is going to clean the house? Because the cleaning alone will average cost me minimum of 3,000, 4,000 pounds a month. It's only one person. Only one person cannot clean that kind of a house. So you need 3 persons. Meaning if you take 3 persons to clean, you're paying about 6,000 pounds only for cleaning the compound. I'm sure you don't need more than one compound. Then if the compound is too big, you need to clear the grasses, right? Meaning you need a gardener. Yeah, I don't know who have the personal gardener. They use that machine to clean. And if you call them in, they charge you per hour. My brother, you will not think of having a big compound, which you don't need. But because we have slaves in Nigeria, we have, okay, you know how many cars we have? Only one person. Go and look at the average home. Count the number of cars they have and how many drivers that are lying down there just to drive the cars. Now, if it's the case like the UK, where you pay decent wages of maybe 2,500 pounds per driver, which is about 2.5 million per driver, I'm sure that person does not need a personal driver. You drive yourself. Who are you? Bloody hell. And I don't know whether I have enough time to do justice to this. When government make the right laws and people are treated well, slavery is automatically eliminated from the society. And this is how government also check the gap between the rich and the poor. And I always remind you, it was the rich people in Europe that introduced the welfare package. And you do it intelligently. A white government will take from the rich and settle the poor. How do you do that? Through minimum wage. You want somebody to work for you. This is how it works in the country. If you don't want to employ the person, don't employ him. We'll give him money to eat. But as long as you employ him, this is the minimum wage. It's the law. But we don't understand that. And if you're going to tell me, oh, we don't have enough money to pay, but you have enough money to pay your bloody governor, security vote of 2.something billion, you have money to enslave policemen, to come and serve you, sit on top of the pickup and run around with you. Hey, they misbehave. With one fat fool sitting at the back with a driver. It's unacceptable, it's indecent, it needs to stop. I'm going to try not to be angry tonight because I don't think I have the strength to do so. But it is, I don't know how best I can explain that we can correct our systems. It's easy to correct if we choose to do so. All we need to do is decide to pay decent wage in Nigeria. And when we do that, it doesn't affect the rich man. In fact, it is in his interest because if at the end of the day, the society is less crime, he doesn't need policemen guiding him anymore. He can probably, in the UK, I don't know anybody going out on the street and they need a policeman. But in Nigeria, have you seen any man coming out? I watch even our movie stars. As they coming out, I see 3 policemen following them. I say, even stupid movie stars. You have policemen guiding you. I don't want to use that. Sorry about that. I have to mind my language. You are irritating. To be with a policeman guiding you for what? A policeman wearing the uniform of the Federal Republic of Nigeria guiding a fool. Some of them are even village fools. Why? How? Where did we get here? Who did this to us? Now, the same white people that taught you this so-called democracy, they're not doing it. In their society, there's sanity. And the sanity is coming from the way the society runs. The structure. You cannot get a gate man. I've never seen somebody with a gate man. Are you mad? Do a gate man for what? What do you do with a gate man? It's only in Nigeria you see people with happily clapping for themselves. They have, gate man, they command them. I say, yes, sir. The man will run out. And you said it's not your slave. Who's a slave? Because that man is well paid. He will have some sense to himself. He will know he's a human being. Right now, he's not a human being. He's your slave. Nigeria will still practicing slavery today. It gets to stop. And like I said, a closed match is a closed destiny. If you are in Nigeria and you listen to me today, and you cannot get up and say, hey, enough is enough of this slavery, it is up. In fact, God will be calling upon us all the time when we get there and say, what did you do? Like I always say to people, I want to say this before I end the show tonight. God has given power to us. How will I put it? If God wants to bless you, we use another man to bless you. Because whatever you're looking for, trust me, it's with another person like you. It's not with God in heaven. Because God came down here and he gave power to us. Sometimes we want to worry this God a lot. And I said to myself, and it took me time to understand this. Are you sure that God that created us wants us to suffer? The truth is God is handicapped. He doesn't know he cannot help the situation now. Because what you're looking for is with the next person. What God can only do is put you in a position where you meet with the right people. So if you're praying to God to help you, pray to God to give you the right person to support you. God is not going to throw manners will not come from heaven. Manners are here on earth. You just need to go to who have it and take it from there. And if you watch the Bible carefully, once things are with somebody, God does not kill the person and take the thing from the person. That's not how God works. God will either, even sometimes in some cases, God will even use women to collect what he wants and give to the children of Israel. I read the story of Esther, Ruth in the Bible. I don't want to go back there, but tomorrow is the day for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daddy Kris, and I'm going to keep it simple. It's 2 minutes to the end of the show. I'm going to make it so tonight. Tonight, I just try to do a little bit. You see, the 30 minutes is never going to be enough for my show, but I don't know what to do. I don't have more time for this show. It's 30 minutes and 30 minutes, but I only try tonight to look at the important, the need to eliminate slave trade from our society. If you don't agree with me, please go back into your room and see that man you call as a gate man. What do you call? Ahmed! Ahmed will run out. Yes, sir! A man like you. Yes, sir! The only thing that makes you better than him, he has the same body like you, is the money. The money which you actually stole sometime. And he's a slave to you because the society enslaved him. You've successfully enslaved him. The government of Nigeria enslaved him. He's a slave. And you are the winner. Clap for yourself. The only reason why I'm talking, Fela said it before, I'm not the one talking. It's the government talking. It's the system talking. It's the Nigerian shameful system that is talking. It's the slave trade that we have in our country that is talking. It needs to stop. And for those of you who are looking at me thinking I'm a madman, the Bible tells you that your closed mouth is your closed destiny. Close your mouth. It's closed. You remain there. God gave you mouth to confess. And I like the power. The Bible says in the beginning, God created the world. God did not go physically. He said, let there be light. Let there be. Your mouth can change things. Who closed your mouth? Who said you cannot say what you are? And you know the anointing. I'm going to have a case with those of you in the UK. Those of you abroad. You are here and you are witnessing a different destiny. And you cannot actually help to solve the Nigerian problem at home. You are not the Joseph of our time. I want to remind you that what happened to the children of Israel, they sold their brother to Egypt. It was that brother that saved them. You guys are in Egypt right now. You need to deliver Africa. And you don't need money. They don't need money because the resources is in Africa. How can a population that have the natural resources, I'm coming to that tomorrow, and the youthful population like Africa, like Nigeria, be in poverty? I don't understand. Let me. I always say one thing and again, and I say, if Niger State, if the land in Niger State is cultivated, will feed the whole of Africa. Only Niger State in Nigeria. Come on, stop it, man. Stop it. Nigeria, we need to stop this. Nigeria, we need to stop this. If at all President Ahmed Tinubu is going to be president of a population like ours, he needs to think, number one, the minimum wage. Number two, the minimum wage. Number three, the minimum wage. Because if you correct that, slave trade will remove. There's be a slight amendment on the gap between the rich and the poor. And hey, to hell with you governors that collect 2 billion naira as your security vote. That's why when you people talk, people die on the other side of the river. Nigerians, this has to stop. If your president, if your governor, if your lawmakers think outside at all, if they are human beings and they choose to be human beings and you call them leaders, this is the first thing they need to address. Minimum wage. My people, my name is Daddy Kris, and this is SRTV. I'm not going to say much on that tonight. I'm not going to play the crazy music I used to play, but I'll probably end the show by giving you this track again because I'm angry with you politicians. Let's go.
Politicians promise anything, make you not believe in them. Politicians promise you, make you not believe in them. Politicians promise anything, make you not believe in them. Politicians promise you, make you not believe.
I'm not saying that you should not believe the politicians, but they promise anything. I don't want to say that they lie, but please hold them accountable for whatever they say they're going to do. My name is Daddy Kris, and this is Politics Time on SRTV. I'm going to say goodbye, and until I come your way tomorrow, we're going to be looking at another interesting aspect of the Nigerian state. You see, I don't come here to educate you. I come here because a television is a place where we talk to each other about ourselves. That's my definition of television. A place where we talk to each other about ourselves. Tonight, I come to talk to each other, talk to you and I, about the way we pay one another, the way we treat one another. And that plays a long role because where some people, I like the popular saying in what is it? Poor people are outside there, they cannot sleep. But the rich man cannot sleep too because a lot of poor people are outside. If you come out, it's not safe. Is that the society we want to live in? I'm sure that's not. Well, my name is Daddy Kris, and let us come back with Politics Time tomorrow so that we'll come back and I'll be able to talk more.